Hello, and welcome to the chart of the month from Silicon Valley Mobility for March 2020. Well, I was planning to talk about the situation that has changed so many lives for so many of us, and wanted to offer some remarks about Black Swan. I might do that at another time, but I think right now the world does not really need me to also comment on the pandemic. Therefore, my thoughts go out to those who suffer personal hardship and to those often working beyond limits to get us all through this. For today, I want to discuss one thing that almost went unnoticed in the past 6 weeks or so. The California Department of Motor Vehicle 2019 Autonomous Vehicle Disengagement Reports. In previous years, those caused much debate. Hype as well as to which autonomous vehicle companies test how much, who has the most miles in between disengagements, and who's the leader in the field. More recently, there has been a lot of discussion how meaningful those reports are at all. Some of the companies involved questioned the reporting methodology, especially in anticipation of the publication this past February. I'm not going to comment on those statements, but instead I repeat what someone from the California DMV, who should be in the know, told me. The disengagement reports were never intended to serve as a competitive analysis for companies, but were unfortunately misinterpreted very often in such a way. Now, still, when 28 companies test 652 vehicles over 2.9 million miles, documenting 8,885 cases, there should be something to learn from it, right? So I took a closer look and went beyond elementary school algebra of dividing number of miles by number of disengagements and proclaim winners and losers. What consultants might do in addition is using a pivot table and look for trends. What I recommend even further is reading the reports and analyzing the narrative. So I did all of that and came up with a collection of slides, which is too much for this video, and I will discuss those hopefully at a meetup or conference later this year. In that collection, some very interesting trends actually emerge. For one, when analyzing those reasons for disengagements by either the human or system, one sees similarities such as planning seems to be difficult for AV systems. Another trend is that aggressive or reckless driving of other road users also poses a problem. By the way, those terms are not so much used by German companies, but very much by the Silicon Valley tech firms, which tells us a lot. It lies in the eye of the beholder what one might seem to find aggressive and another one may be dynamic. And related to this, one finds that the wording, detail and consistency of the reports vary widely among companies, which is maybe the best indicator that a direct comparison, let alone a ranking, is not really possible. When analyzing where those disengagements occur, one finds that different companies encounter those in very different locations, such as some rather on the freeway, others rather on city streets. And so the question is, what can we actually learn from this? Well, here are our three categories again. What is certain, so what is almost guaranteed. What is probable, meaning has a good chance to be true. And what is possible, meaning just within the realm of chances. I'd say that because companies report in different wording and detail, the California DMV Autonomous Vehicle Disengagement Reports are certainly not a ranking system. Period. And on the other hand, autonomous vehicles will probably have challenges in the real world, especially with human behavior such as aggressive driving, etc. And it might be just possible that a collaborative approach towards road traffic, such as connectivity, might be superior to just standalone planning. So that is quite something that we can learn from this collection of 2.9 million miles reported by 28 companies and 652 vehicles. It supports point that we had either an anecdotal or singular perspective on, but it definitely provides us with much more substance. With that, let's have a more holistic discussion around data that is offered to us. Let's don't just read too much into too little. And let's don't forget, it's not just all about the numbers. It is also a lot about human aspects, such as words and emotions, something where AI still seems to have challenges. What do you make of this? Let me know, and thanks for watching today. First of all, be safe, and we'll all be back.